how to make your goals energetically easier. And oh, if you're not doing this, you're in for the grind. Hello, I'm Fractal Future and welcome to the Vanguard of Light. And oh, we've got a great one today. We're talking about how to make your goals, how to energetically make your goals easier, because otherwise your goals are like this. That's a big chasm. It's like climbing that chasm, and your big goals is more like a Grand Canyon. So how do you make it energetically easier? And if you're not doing this, how you're going to like exponentially keep making it harder. Might not be exponentially, but it keeps on getting harder. So say you have fears, traumas, resistance to doing the goals, and you wake up in the morning, you pump your chest, and you charge through it, right? If you notice that the next day, it's not necessarily easier. Maybe that task you do is easier, but then it's like another task comes in and it's harder. Kind of like that weird thing. Or you feel like the next, once you've actually accomplished that goal, you've gone through it, you've done it. Now to do the next one that's possibly harder, it's like, oh, that was so much work. That was a pain in the butt. Well, that's because it's not, the road for you is not energetically clear. Like, you don't have an energetically clear road, so you're always going through like this energetic barrier. And when you push through it, it's kind of like working out. It gets stronger. So yeah, you get stronger, but your energetic barrier gets stronger, right? And you push through it again, it gets stronger, but you've gotten stronger. But it's this battle, and that's where the grind comes. You're just battling. Now the question is, what if you could start reducing that? To where you don't have to wake up and like be like, you know, pump your chest, especially the days you don't want to, and feel like there's just that massive resistance. You know, it's an unconscious non-alignment, but you're like, hey, I want to get it, and I push through. So either one, you just get stopped. That happens to a lot of us. Or you do push through, but then each day it's kind of like, it's that harder. So how do we energetically make that less? Well, first, I'm gonna have a whole series of these and different levels of ways in which you can make it less, like the simple way to do it, and then a more, you know, advanced way, a level 3 way. But first, let's just get in touch with that. What is that resistance? Because a lot of times we just see the goal and we just feel like it's gonna be work, it's gonna be a challenge, it's gonna be hard to get to that. And we focus on the goal and how to get the goal and what's in the way of my goal and the goal and the goal and the goal. But that tends to just increase that resistance, which is kind of hidden. So what we're gonna do is think of your top goal, whether it's something physically, relationship, maybe it's a financial goal, maybe it's a spiritual goal. Just think of like that goal that you want. Maybe you haven't been making much progress on it. And just get in that in your mind, right? And start thinking the stuff you have to do, right? Okay, oh, I gotta do this. And like, say if it was a workout or a physical goal, it's like, oh, I gotta work out, I gotta get to the gym, I gotta find this. And you got like, right? And it's all these tasks, right? But you feel like there's a sense of uncomfort with all the tasks. And we wanna focus on the uncomfort, like bring it back. Like don't think, oh, if I go do the tasks, feel like what it's gonna be to do them, right? Like, oh, you gotta go work out. Oh, you gotta go do this. Or a relationship, oh, I have to go talk to somebody. Like, think of all the things in your head of what you have to do, right? Just pick a couple of them and try to get in touch with what's the resistance before doing them. Or that resistance that says, like, you're gonna have to go do that, right? And it's gonna be sucky. It's gonna feel bad. Because if you took any one of those things and it was like having an orgasm, that would not be a problem. You'd be looking forward to like that next task, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like there's a resistance. We got to get in touch with that resistance. That's that energetic block that we don't really realize. We push through it to then do the task. Like it was working out, it's like, it's not gonna be enjoyable, right? But you push through it and then you do get the benefits, you feel better, but what about if we didn't have that push through it all the time? The only way to get rid of that is start looking, okay, what is that? So this video, we're not changing it, not fixing it. We're just gonna start tuning up of like, well, what is that? What is that push? So think of your goal and kind of just get a sense of it of like, is it really close? Does it feel it's inside of you? Like so when you move forward, it's pulling you back? Or is it just here and close and you're bumping up against it? Or it's a little further out, but it's between you and doing that task? And we're just getting in touch with what it feels like to do those tasks and the resistance of that. Just kind of energetically feel that. That's all we're doing in this video. But it gets you an idea of like, oh, wait a second. Starts tuning you up that way. There's energetic stuff happening. There's your mechanical, physical things you have to do, right? But there's an energetic barrier before you do those. Because if it wasn't, and was excited to do them, you just inherently be doing it. There's things that you love to do. Now, if you had the things that would get the big goals in your life that you just love to do, wouldn't that be a lot easier to get those big goals? Wouldn't you just inherently be like, oh, I'm doing it? You know, if like you like movies and going to your favorite movie was same as the task that you need to get your big goal, you probably inherently be like, yeah, I can't wait to go do that. But a lot of times it's not that way. You know, if you're bumping up against resistance and not doing it, and a lot of times it's not even necessarily related to your goal. It's related to like your internal energetic dynamics of how kind of that structure feels towards getting the goal, the danger of getting that goal, the lack of safety possibly getting that goal, the other stuff that would happen if you got like the cascade of things that if you had this goal, all of the other stuff that would change, which can be like personalities, identities, all these things that we've carried up until now, done a lot to have carried, even if we don't like them, this big goal can nullify those. And there's resistance to letting that go, which isn't necessarily related to the tasks, right? So just doing those tasks doesn't let go of all this baggage. But if you let go of all this baggage, now doing the tasks become easy. So that's what we're going to be working on, of freeing up your big goals. So energetically, it's just the work of doing the goals, not the work of carrying all of this energetic baggage, like that big giant boulder of self-doubt while you climb the mountain. Get it? Climbing the mountain's hard enough. You don't need the big boulder of self-doubt, so to speak, coming with you. So that is just hopefully give you a little touch of where we're playing. And we're going to make some more videos of like actually dissipating that. It's going to be a progression of it. So some are going to be start off real easy for what you can do, but it's really easy, but quantumly more than not doing it. Because otherwise you're just going to keep pushing through that energetic field, not paying attention to it, and basically strengthening it. So all future goals and that goal just get harder, just a little bit harder, without being a harder goal. It's just inherently getting harder because the resistance is getting more and more. But we're going to drain that all away. So continue here, subscribe, like this video if you liked it. If you felt the energy, give me a like. And then we'll be jumping into the next video about actually, okay, how do we start dissipating this energy to where going after your goals is just easier. And then that canyon becomes smaller and easier to cross. And it's not the big Grand Canyon, which your big goals would be. So hope you like that. Until we talk again, have a blessed day or a blessed night.